For number 45, we know that we should remember that we've got to get the absolute value bars by themselves. So we treat them like their own variable, just like we talked about in class. So to do that, we subtract 10 from both sides. We get the absolute value of 3x minus 1 is equal to 15. Now, when we get the absolute value bars by themselves, we break it up into two different equations. So we have 3x minus 1 is equal to 15, and then we have 3x minus 1 equals the opposite of 15. And if we look at that on a number line, basically we have 0 here and 15 there. And when we have the absolute value of something is 15 units away from 0, that no matter what that something is, we know that it's equal to, again, 3x minus 1 is 15 units to the right of 0. But also we have another direction from 0, we have to the left. So 3x minus 1 is also going to be equal to negative 15, because 3x minus 1 is the expression inside the absolute value bars. And when you break it up into two separate equations, it becomes a lot easier. Neither of these new equations has absolute value bars in them, so we can go ahead and just solve the equations like we would normally do. So we would, in each equation, we would add 1 to both sides. The 1 and the negative 1 cancel each other out, and on the left side we get 3x, on the right side we get 16. Over in this equation on the right, the 1's again cancel each other out, and we get 3x is equal to negative 15 plus 1 is negative 14. And then getting x by itself, we would divide by 3 both sides of both equations. The 3's cancel each other out. 3 divided by 3 is 1. And on the left side, we get x is equal to 16 over 3. And on the right side, the right equation, we get x is equal to negative 14 thirds. So when I get fractions, I think to myself, I really don't want to substitute these back in. But if we are diligent about our work, if this were a test, I would be thinking, okay, I'm going to do it anyway because I noticed, okay, 3 times 16 thirds, that's not so bad. So we're going to check. We're going to check each one of these. And we're going to replace x in the original equations with the numbers that we got. 16 thirds in the first one. When we have to rewrite the same equation, the question is that equal to 25? And then we'll try negative 14 thirds, and we're going to write 3 times negative 14 thirds. And then we have to subtract 1, and then we have to add 10 to the outside, and we want to know, is that equal to 25? Well, let's try the first one. The 3's cancel, and we get 16 minus 1. 16 minus 1 is 15, and the absolute value of 15, we can see when we add that to 10, we're going to get 15 plus 10. Yeah, we're going to get 25. Check. That's the same thing as we got on the right. Well, over here, on the right side, we get 3's cancel, and we get negative 14 minus 1. Negative 14 minus 1 is negative 15. So we get inside the absolute value bars, we get negative 15. Well, the absolute value of negative 15 is indeed 15, and then again 15 plus 10 is 25. That checks out, and so our two solutions are 16 thirds and negative 14 thirds, because they make the original equation true.